Hi everyone, welcome back. Got lots of new things to show you. Been doing a little bit of shopping, and the look will be how to kind of really smash that lovely glowy look but still look natural at the same time. So I've got a few key products and lots of tips to share with you as always. I've got a little bit of a tan, very slight. You probably notice it from next week. I've tried this new Bare by a lady called Vogue Williams. And it smells absolutely divine. Now, you know how much I love the James Reed Rose H2O Mist, Tanning Mist. I've loved this, but this is also very nice and smells incredible. So that is my first top tip. This is light. I think there is a medium one, but I think that I might just pause on that for later. I'm getting excited about getting a little bit more warmth in my skin and kind of changing my makeup appropriately. I feel very much that I'm kind of down that cooler end of the spectrum with the colours that I've been choosing and the popping of colours, and it's been quite nice to get into those lovely corals and golds, wouldn't it? Anyway, by the by, my top tip that I found is by this brand called Simple. Now, if you're from the UK and you shop in Boots and Superdrug, and you'll definitely know Simple. But I've never seen Simple do these little serums before, so I picked them up. I haven't tried the niacinamide one yet, but I've been trying the 10% vitamins E, F and C, and I must say, really lovely. The texture is super nice. Got these pipette things, but I really don't like these pipette things. You never really can get everything out, do you? You end up sort of banging the glass on the table. I'll put a little bit more on my skin just to sort of show you how sheer it is, how fine it is. This doesn't make your skin look white or anything like that, but you put this on before your moisturiser, but you can also put it on afterwards as well. I've already got my skincare on from this morning. But I've found this really fantastic in terms of the texture of my skin, and if you're not used to, or you haven't used a lot of antioxidants and vitamins on your skin, then you might want to try this as a kind of beginner's entry point. It just makes the skin feel really soft and hydrated. It's not strong. It's 10% in accumulation of the E, C and F. So the C, I think, is literally only 2%. So it's very light. You won't get a reaction from that, as Simple skincare is, that it's really great for sensitive skins, dermatologist tested, etc. But you might find that if you're looking for a nice addition of hydration to your skin, that might be an option. And they've also got, like I said, the hyaluronic. Oh, I had that as the hyaluronic, and the vitamin B5 and niacinamide, vitamin B3 and niacinamide, my apologies. So maybe something to look at. Okay, so I want to kind of talk through with you on kind of getting the glow to your skin, and I'm not sure that the sort of messaging has gone through, and I'm going to use some products that I've chosen that are a good price point as well, so I'm not sure how my face is going to end up. Let's hope it's good. We're going to start with a foundation that I haven't really talked about for a long time. This is Max Factor's Lasting Performance. It's a touch-proof foundation. Now, obviously, if you really touch your face, or you've got a collar that's chafing, you will obviously get a little bit of pigmentation. But on the whole, this is a really fantastic foundation for staying put if you struggle. I know that somebody said about the Revolution one that I recommended that was a really good dupe for the Hourglass, said that it had a really bad transfer on it. I actually didn't experience that myself, but I wonder whether that's to do with a lot of skincare issues as well. Now, my shade is Natural Bronze, which is 109. What I will say is that this always comes up a little lighter, and I did start the film earlier and I was like, oh my god, I've made myself into a ghost. That's because I really wasn't that's because I really wasn't prepared for the change in my skin colour. Because of the fake tan as well, the sunless tan. But look how the coverage is on this. And again, I put it on with my fingers because I don't like to waste the product and blend it out. I just haven't used this for a while, and I used it the other day on a job, and I thought, oh God, I really don't use this base enough. So you'll see my pigmentation is obviously bad at the moment. That's because I'm trying to work on it to lift it slightly with having my laser facials with a lovely lady called Karen Bartoff, who I'm very happy to talk about more with you if you're interested in facial tech. She also had really nice touch with her hands as well, because, you know, I love going to have a facial where I've got like the best tech, because I sort of feel like it's hopefully doing the best for my skin in the time that I'm giving it on the couch. But actually the touch of someone else massaging you or touching your face or your scalp is also really lovely, and I think that could get lost. Anyway, I'm wittering already. Sorry. Going to use the end of this and then just buff it in. This will need a buff. Please buff. Like some of the hydrating ones, you can not worry about buffing it into the skin, but just because it's a little more pigmented and it dries, this is the whole thing that I want to show you, that it dries. I want to make sure that it's just not sitting heavily in any areas. Just going to use it on top of my lids and underneath, and go with a little bit of, maybe let's just use a little bit of the Beauty Pie Everyday Great Concealer just in here to lighten up, because obviously that's going to help shape my face. So when you want to kind of create this lovely face shaping enhancement by using glossy products, it's really important that the rest of your face is kind of more matte. And you don't want to overload that by putting lots of primer on and lots of powder on. You just want to change the texture of the product that you're putting on your face. Hence why we've gone for a much more matte finish, and you can see how kind of dead, I say dead, my skin looks, but how flat and sort of flat is the word. My skin looks flat, it's not reflective, it's not dewy. And it could look a bit sort of, you know, it doesn't bring the realness of skin texture, does it? It doesn't bring it to life. It doesn't give you vitality and sort of that sort of healthy, you know, radiance to your skin. There are my words. I'm finding my words. Bear with me. So great. Popping that on, keeping that nice and light. Don't need too much. So that feels all really soft. And also this foundation, if you don't like the feel of foundation, it's also super lightweight as well. Really, really good. So, goodies, what did I find? I think before I start, I'm going to start with my brows. Now, this is a brand called Uoma Beauty by a lady called Sharon C. And it's a brilliant product that costs £8, and it's very, very fantastic. And it's fantastic in the fact that it's double-ended. So one end, we've got the lovely, very fine bristle brush with a little bit of the eyebrow gel, and the other side is the kohl. So I'm going to start with the kohl first, just to kind of create the shape. This is perfect if you've got gaps in your brows, if you're finding that some of your brows are going, or losing their pigment and going slightly lighter or grayer. If you've been through any kind of treatment where you've lost your hair and you want to add volume to your brows just because they're thin, it's great to have it in a double-ended. This is so much like the Benefit Gimme Brow in texture. So there we go, filling in with the kohl, just sort of nice and soft. This is the palest colour that I've got, and obviously it keeps the brows up in place. It dries so that it kind of keeps them uplifted, but it also just adds that kind of very delicate thickness to the hairs. Now, as I'm tracing this in, I'm doing it very lightly. I'm sort of bringing back the brows. I'm not touching my skin, so I'm just trying to pick up and drag the hairs round, and then lift up, 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 and bring it round. So it gives you hold, it gives you density, and it kind of just helps you frame your brow. Now, before I get that everywhere, let me just put the lid on, and I'll go back with a propelling one, just to make that a little stronger there. Don't mind it being slightly irregular on the outside. But that is such a good product and such great value. They do about 6 different colours. Mine is the lightest shade. One and done, 2-in-1 brow styler. Very, very nice, and I love a double-ended product. So there's the brows. The next thing I found was, look at these. Like, how gorgeous are these? Oopsie, looks like I can turn them round. So these are balms. I think they're just called like all-in-one balms or Makeup Revolution balms. Miniature balms by Revolution, and they're for oh, for goodness sake, Caroline, they are for cheeks, lips, eyes, wherever you want, just to get a hue of colour. Can you see which brand they might have been inspired by? Yep, I reckon Jones Road inspired Revolution. So this clear one here is pretty clear, so if you just want a little bit of gloss, but I think maybe we'll go, let's go for a slightly warmer one. Should we just go for the pinkier one? So there's 2 types of pink. There's a nice little tan one there, and that's sort of a hotter pink, and that's sort of, this is a hotter pink, and that's slightly more warm. So let's go for the warmer one, so it's kind of a little difference to my top, and see where we go with this. So it feels very balmy. But I love the way, I'm going to blend this just very slightly, because the colour is fine, but the payoff of the sheen is really nice. Yeah, that's really delicate, very delicate. So there's no pigment, sorry, there's no sparkle. It is just literally this lovely kind of creamy, dewy effect. And where this works is because the rest of your skin is just lovely and soft and velvety, and then you get this lovely kind of gloss over your cheekbones with a hint of colour. See? Very nice. Very round, just round the edges, and it blends in beautifully, so it's just catches the light. So if you don't want anything too much, in comparison to the Jones Road, I think the Jones Road's probably got a little bit more pigment, very slightly, but I've found this less sticky. I found the Jones Road very sticky on my face. I don't know why. It just was for me. I know some people love it. It's a bit of a Marmite product, but for me, I just didn't like it. This, I think, is great, and I love the little pots that it comes in, and there's tons of product in there. So maybe you'd want to use the slightly browner one. I'll put the link to the products down below. This one here, you can see that I've been busy playing. Let's put the browner one, kind of more nudie, should I say, on my lip. Oh, this is nice. That's really cool and modern. Oh, I love this. How nice. Oh, and I have to say, as I blink, it's one of my pet hates, because obviously my skin is looser on my eyes now. I'm going to take that right up to my brow. That feels soft and hydrated. That is not sticking my skin together, making it look all weird. Nice, lovely, okay? So this is a really super easy option. I mean, how easy is makeup application when you get products like this? You can just put these beautiful balms on, and we could probably put that on the lips, but oh, I quite like that really high. I'm just going to go even higher with that because it's so soft. It really opens out my eyes. It's pulling it right up to the brow there. How glossy and fresh does that look? Really nice for young people as well. So if you've got someone in your life that loves makeup and they're young, they may not have thought about this as an eyeshadow option. They probably have. I highly recommend. I love this. I sort of feel like I need to go for sort of a berrier lip now. Let's see how it comes up on my lips anyway, just to see. Oh, it's very pretty, isn't it? Really soft. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of lip liner, I think, and I'm going to do a little bit more definition around my eye. And I think I'm going to be happy with that combination. Yeah, definitely with the pink on the cheeks. So nice. Okay, right. So that's the basis. Now I need something on my eye. So I think, what about a brown smudge on the eye with some nice mascara? Okay, let's choose the Diego de la Palma, number 59. Someone was asking about Diego de la Palma, one of the questions saying, oh, please, please, any more products that you like? Well, I love the liners, I love the lipsticks, I like the bronzers as well. Where am I going to go with this? Sorry, I'm talking and then I'm thinking at the same time. I'm really working this in to the roots of my lashes. Now, you'll know that because I've got a creamy balm texture, this is going to move, and that's fine because I'm going to blend it right in. So when you put this in, you want to get it right into the roots of the lashes, right down in that edge here. This is such a nice area here to line and define your eyes because it doesn't really look or read like makeup. I'm not going to go too far down because I don't want my eyes to be pulled down, so I'm literally going to leave 2 or 3 lashes, but I'm wedging, and then I'm just going to go in. Some people don't like this, but underlining that side and underlining. I prefer to close my eyes. Your pencil has to be super soft to get any kind of payoff underneath. But love that. Okay, so then you need to get like a nice stubby brush. So let's use the So Ever one. This is actually a brow brush, but the reason I like it is because it's short and stubby, and that just means that I can push the colour all the way down into the lash line, just softening it slightly, because if I use a really feathery one I would spread it a lot. I don't want to spread it, I want to kind of keep it nice and tight. And then with my finger I want to just soften that so that I'm in control of sort of where the kohl is moving. Ta-da! See, even without the mascara, that's just lovely. So let's go in with what mascara have we not used for a while. Oh, I know what I want to show you, and I haven't tried it. This is Big by Definition by Sephora. I don't actually use any of the Sephora products. We're just getting it in the UK. There's a store, I think opening in Westfields, which I need to go to. £8. Quite like the brush of this, that's why I picked it up. It's a tapered bristle twisted brush. And I was curious to see how big these lashes would go. I think I'm going to need a few coats. That's my first gut instinct. Yeah, okay, so you put it on, very kind of standard mascara. Let's just give it a good first coat and then let's move to the other eye. The lovely thing about makeup these days is texture is really playing such a big part in how we wear our makeup. So you can wear it like this and it kind of is brought to life just because you've got those lovely kind of sort of soft glowy finishes. I think maybe the colour is a little bit lost. I might have to add something just to the cheeks, but I really love the softness of the eyes and the lips. Let me do my eyes and then we'll go to the lips and then we'll see how we feel, because sometimes the shine is enough. It's kind of that sort of post-facial, isn't it? I've been to the spa for the weekend. Well, actually no, I've just used some Revolution balm on my cheeks. They're really nice though, aren't they? It's so fun going into the shops and sort of identifying, oh, that's from that one, that's from that one, and sort of seeing where all these brands have got their inspiration from. Okay, the first coat, nice mascara. It's not groundbreaking. Let's see, you can really only tell if the mascara is any good. I love the shape of the wand. I'm finding it very easy to apply the mascara. Yeah, that's nice. Let me use the tip. Because this is a very soft makeup, I'm going to apply lashes underneath just to kind of keep my eyes wide. Whereas if I've got a little bit more structure, then I like that kind of lift, but I think that makes, well, you can see the difference, right? And when you do a tight line on top, you get a very soft wash of definition in your waterline on the lower part. Not a really solid line like if I took the pigment directly there, but very kind of soft, and it just kind of gives a little bit of shape to your eye, but it's very gentle. Did I do a second coat on this one? I can't remember. It looks like it's a bit lower, so let me just whack it in there. And also the good news is that if you do make a mistake, not make a mistake, but if you get some mascara on your lid, which I often do because it's a little bit more baggier now, you can just blend it off easy. It's nice actually when I sort of pull back and the light's a little softer. No, I like the cheeks. It's all delicate because I'm wearing a bright top, but I do want a bit more lip line. So let me choose one that's too bright. Let me go in for, let me just check this colour. Let me go in for the Beauty Pie Wonder. Beauty Pie need to be able to share their products more globally, don't they? They're so good. I know Marcia's trying that. This is called Vanilla Nude. So I'm probably, for longevity, going to take this off, because if I apply the liner over the balm, it's just going to move around and it's not going to last. When you apply a liner, so let me just go back with my little bit of base. When you apply a liner, it's really important to apply the pigment onto your skin on a texture that's sort of slightly matte, because if you apply it to a moving surface, it's just going to smudge and move. You know, obviously those things make sense, right? You know they make sense. You go, yeah, yeah. But we just sometimes don't think about it when we're putting our makeup on, because a lot of us do it sort of mindlessly because we're just getting ready for the day, or, you know. So this is a nice shade just for really pulling out the shape of my lips very naturally. There's hundreds of these kind of liners. I'm sure you've all got your favourites. I should really stop talking when I'm doing my lip liner so that I make a half decent job of it. Now, where I'm a little bit bumpy there, I'm just going to tighten that so the pigment, that's it, goes right into those little humps. And then pull the lip out so it doesn't go too down, you know? You don't want it to look like a sad shape on your mouth. You want to make sure it's sort of lifted. It's gone too high on my lip there. Not as flattering as it should be. So these cotton buds, there you are. Much better. Just nice and soft, Caroline, nice and soft. My bottom is much easier to do. Good, okay. And again, it's quite nice that it's finger painting. I went in with a berrier one, didn't I? Oh, that is so soft. And just take that edge off the top so it doesn't emphasise anything. Let's have a look if I just bring my hair around so that it looks a bit softer. Yeah, very soft, and I just wonder whether I need a little bit. I'm going to take a bit of bronzer. I've got the Diego little bronzer here. I'm just thinking it's making, I think it's because the light is quite heavy on my face. I love the way it looks in this mirror, but just to show you another little tip, I'm feeling a little bit like I haven't got much depth in my socket. So I'm just going to take this Diego de la Palma bronzer and I'm just going to push that into the balm. Make sure my finger's clean and then just kind of smudge it. Yeah, it's just nice and soft and just knocks that back a little bit. If you've got a deep socket, you don't need to do this at all, but because my socket needs a little bit of help sometimes, do you see, it just kind of just gives it a little bit more shape. But I love the texture, and let me just clean that up a little bit there so it looks perfect. There we are. Great. So I've got more products I want to show you, but I'm going to have to wait till next week and do it on the next face. So I was going to go, oh, and I've got this too, but I'm just going to have to wait. Yeah, so if you want to kind of get that nice sheen on your face, use it in conjunction with a base that dries slightly matte, so that you've got two textures that you can play with, and those two textures will really enhance and beautify your facial bone structure. I hope that's helpful. Look forward to your questions and your comments as always, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.